Good evening, and welcome to the 7th Annual In Memoriam Scholarship Presentation and Ceremony. My name is Ernestina Cruz, and this year I have been honored to serve as the President of the State Bar of New Mexico. I would like to thank the Senior Lawyers Division for inviting me to speak at this event. Tonight, we recognize and remember the members of our profession who have passed away in the last year. They were our colleagues, mentors, family members, and friends. I am thankful that the Senior Lawyers Division has chosen to remember these attorneys with such a special ceremony and to honor their legacy by encouraging the future members of the legal profession. The law students who have been chosen to receive this year's Attorney Memorial Scholarship answered a vital question in our profession. What is the importance of an independent judiciary? Their essays are insightful and inspirational. I would like to congratulate the scholarship recipients on their accomplishments. And again, I would like to thank the Senior Lawyers Division for inviting me to be here this evening. I am honored to be a part of this special event. Thank you.
The Senior Lawyers Division of New Mexico is a diverse, committed, and determined group of attorneys with 25 years or more of legal experience. We are a unique group of attorneys with one common interest: a desire to give back to the New Mexico community. One of our many examples of the Senior Lawyers Division giving back to the community is our pro bono project. The pro bono project provides an opportunity for senior lawyers to give a meaningful legal service to the underserved communities. It also allows retired attorneys to continue to participate in the legal field. The Senior Lawyers Division attorneys continued to provide pro bono legal services even during the COVID pandemic. We were able to do this with numerous telephonic legal clinics established by the courts and legal aid. We realized there are other issues related to the practice of law. Retirement, illness, and inabilities are issues an attorney might have to deal with in his or her practice of law. A succession planning handbook is a project that one of our committees is working to address these issues. The Oral History Project allows us to view New Mexico's legal history through the eyes of those who lived it, experienced it, and who influenced it. The Senior Lawyers Division is capturing the permanent history record of the practice of law in New Mexico with extensive interviews of senior lawyers and judges. The lawyers and judges interviewed are selected on the basis of their age and contribution. First-hand accounts of important events, anecdotal stories, and insights that are often missed in written interviews are captured on video interviews. We invite you to view the Oral History Project at Senior Lawyers Division, New Mexico State Bar website. Of course, these are just a few of the projects the Senior Lawyers Division are engaged in. But we're here this evening to host the keynote Senior Lawyers Division project, and that is the Attorney Memorial Ceremony and Scholarship Presentation. The Attorney Memorial Ceremony honors the attorneys that have passed away during this last year. We, with their family and friends, honor these attorneys and honor the works they have done in their lifetime. The scholarship presentation is to the third-year students of the University of New Mexico School of Law. This is a competitive scholarship. The successful students composed and researched an essay on the topic, quote, "The importance of an independent judiciary," end quote. Former U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, when describing the independent judiciary, drew on an analogy of an impartial referee at a basketball game. She said, "It keeps the game controlled. It ensures an objective eye, making the controversial calls, and allows the fans to believe in an outcome is fair." Justice O'Connor also said, quote, "Judiciary independence does not happen all by itself. It is hard to create. It is easier than most people can imagine to damage and destroy," unquote.
Hello, my name is Terrence Revo, and I'm the chair of the Senior Lawyers Division Scholarship Memorial event, honoring the wonderful lawyers who have passed from us during the last year. But their spirit teaches us something. That spirit teaches us that in their lives, the memories that they created with their clients, their associates, with the courts, their family, and their friends makes a significant difference in how we remember them. The importance of their service, their advocacy, their integrity, and their adherence to the rule of law is so important to all of us. I would first like to thank the membership of the Memorial Scholarship Committee, the individuals that read all of the essays, voted on the topic, which was the importance of an independent judiciary, and came to the conclusion of which of the 4 entries would receive the scholarships. They are Annette Du Bois, Virginia Ferrara, Brad Zekas, Michael Bustamante, Nancy Appleby, and Diana Llewellyn. We honor those who have passed with a solemnness that they deserve, and an excitement for those young lawyers who will follow in their footsteps. We also honor those in the background of these lawyers' lives, those who have supported them, sacrificed for them, and helped them do the most difficult job that we have as lawyers. Those people are the family and the friends and the partners of those lawyers who have passed on. These guardians of the law that we are honoring today, who work so hard for their clients, even when it took time away from their family, friends, and their personal lives, their loved ones. Let me begin reading the names of the lawyers who have passed. Richard B. Addis. Charles D. Alsop. James R. Alsop. Anthony Avalone. James P. Biamonte, C. A. Bowerman, Burton F. Brocksterman, Wycliffe V. Butler, James E. Casados, Thomas B. Catron III, Clayton Childs, Alexander Ching, the Honorable Roger L. Koppel, Ms. G. W. Crane, Ms. Erin Lee Daly, Ms. Jeannie E. V. Darakatis, Robert J. Dodds III, Ms. Annette M. Dumas, Stephen R. Ferris, Michael D. Fisher, Michael Fitzpatrick, Ms. Carly Marcella Forback, Ms. Carolyn S. Fudge, David Anthony Garcia, Henry Charles Griego, John R. Hankinson, J. D. Hertz, Timothy C. Holmes, John W. Justice, P. Jeffrey Jones, Ms. Kristen K. Kennedy, Martin J. Canishu, the Honorable Craig Labrie, Richard M. Leverick, Gerald R. Linley. Ms. Marcia B. Lincoln. Ms. Kimberly Joelle Lohman. Bernard Paul Metzger. Donald W. Miller. Russell Lance Miller. Charles Edgar Moran. Gilberto Mateo Munoz. Edwin E. Piper, Jr. Mark Prelo. Peter B. Rames. Gerald W. Roth. Miss Sandra E. Rotruck. Ms. Miranda Teresa Sanchez. The Honorable Donald C. Schutte. Francis M. Self. Ron Shortis. Herbert M. Silverberg. Benjamin Michael Smith. David Carlson Smith. Miss Shayla A. Spoladoro. Miss Susan J. Strelitz. Miss Patricia Morin Taylor. Wilmer R. Teicher. Ms. Raquel O. Velasquez. Lawrence R. White. Jerry Neal Williams. The Honorable Joseph N. Wiltgen. Jacob A. Wishard. Walter F. Wolf, Jr., Ms. Tara M. Wood, Clyde F. Wortham. Before I announce the winners of the Scholarship Memorial event, essay contest, I would just like to say a few words. The topic that was chosen by the committee this year was the importance of an independent judiciary. Now, one of the interesting things about choosing that topic for these third-year law students is that most of them have never been in a courtroom before. Yet, their ability to understand how important this particular issue is to support the rule of law in our democracy and make our country the leader in democratic processes in the world. The winners, in no particular order, are Jacques Chenard, Jacques talked about the nerve to be criticized as an important element for an independent judiciary. He started by referencing Oliver Wendell Holmes, one of our most interesting and foremost justices in the history of the Supreme Court. But he didn't praise him, he criticized him. He criticized him for knowing the truth and knowing the right thing to do and not doing it. And then he showed us how justice is supposed to work, where the Honorable Justice Brennan fixed the problem later on. One of the important things about Jacques' essay and his status at the law school and with our particular program is that 2 years ago, he was in the audience when his father was honored as one of the attorneys who had passed.
Hello, my name is Jacques Chenard. I'm a third-year law student at the University of New Mexico, and I'm one of the recipients of this year's Senior Lawyer Division Memorial Scholarship. I'd like to express my profound gratitude and thanks to the senior lawyers for selecting me for this award. In writing my essay in response to this, in writing my essay for this scholarship, I considered the timeliness of the prompt, the importance of an independent judiciary. And with that in mind, I decided to write a brief piece about voting rights, where I contrasted a decision of Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes and a decision of Justice William Brennan in two voting rights cases where the justices came to opposite conclusions. Justice Holmes in the early 1900s denied Black people in Alabama the right to vote, while Justice Brennan, nearly 60 years later, mandated that racist Tennessee legislators redraw legislative districts. Holmes's opinion exemplifies what happens when judges lose sight of their own power and cede their authority to forces beyond their control. In contrast, Justice Brennan shows us what it looks like when a judge has the moral clarity to recognize that he has a role in defending citizens from the worst impulses of their government. Justice Brennan is an example that judicial independence does not mean judicial indifference. On a more personal note, after law school, I plan on clerking at the New Mexico Court of Appeals for Judge Megan Duffy. And after that, I hope to enter civil rights practice, whatever that might look like at the time. Finally, this award is particularly meaningful for me. 2 years ago, about 2 months into my first year of law school, I sat in the Senior Lawyers Division memorial ceremony and listened as my father's name was read to the crowd. I was incredibly touched that the senior lawyers would remember him and every year take the time to remember those that they have lost. That personal connection makes this scholarship so much more meaningful and special to me. For that, you have my gratitude and my thanks.
Our next recipient, and by the way, we have 2 men and 2 women, is Emily Nitsky. Emily reminds us of how, with hard work and determination, as an immigrant to our country, she was able to succeed not only in undergraduate school, but in her participation at the law school. She reminds us about hard work and determination and how important it is for us to understand that the immigrants to this country have been part of the foundation that made our country successful. The Chinese, the Irish, the Italian, the Jews, and the blacks. She makes a reference to the dark allure of power and how that must be fought at all times and in all instances, because that is a fight against justice.
Good evening, esteemed members of the Senior Lawyers Division. I am incredibly honored to be one of this year's recipients of the Senior Lawyers Division Memorial Scholarship. I'm also honored to be a member of the first class of recipients to accept the scholarship in our slippers. I approached my essay with the aim to highlight access to justice. As an immigrant to the United States and the first member of my family to attend law school, I have been lucky to view my legal education through the lens of everyday people with little or no familiarity with the legal system. In my essay, I wanted to highlight that many facets of the legal system, including the importance of judicial independence, are often not understood by those not in the profession. I truly feel that our judiciary is the last weight-bearing corner of our democracy. In these strange and unprecedented times, it is more important than ever that our independent judiciary uphold the principles of justice, logic, and reason upon which this nation was founded. As I head towards law school graduation, I will continue to work towards access to justice for New Mexico's most vulnerable children and families. Whether it be through family law, immigration, or policy work, I am looking forward to dedicating my legal career to advocate for those who need it most. I am filled with gratitude for this scholarship. I'm honored to strive to continue the SLD's generosity and integrity as I begin my legal career. It speaks volumes about the New Mexican legal community and the SLD that this scholarship has been made available to us. It will be an honor to join the profession next year. Thank you very much for your support.
Our next recipient is Isaac Lopez. Isaac told us that he had a passion for being a lawyer, that he had to struggle coming from northern New Mexico. And he talks about the fire of struggle and how important that is, that sometimes it's the struggle rather than the benefits that provide us with the fire to succeed. And when you see him and when you listen to him, you'll see what that fire produced. He also talks about independent judges as the heart of our society.
Hello, my name is Isaac Lopez, and I am a third-year law student at UNM Law. I'd first like to thank the Senior Lawyers Division for allowing me to speak to you today. It is deeply humbling and an honor to be recognized by such an esteemed group of attorneys. I would also like to congratulate my classmates who are also being recognized. While reading the essays for this scholarship, I am sure you read some essays from incredible and accomplished students who graduated at the top of their class and knew since childhood that law was the field of their dreams. I am certainly not that person. I never thought I would be here today, being recognized in front of such accomplished and dedicated lawyers. Although I have developed a passion for law, I have not always had the best experiences in school. I spent my whole childhood and half of my adult life struggling to simply keep up with my peers. These difficult experiences undoubtedly marred my perception of learning. My early years of life were dominated by the notion that school was an enemy. Law school seemed out of reach for a kid growing up in Las Vegas, New Mexico. My struggles with school could have deterred me, but I was fortunate enough to have mentors who encouraged me to pursue my dream of one day becoming a lawyer. Following law school, I hope to practice public interest law. I intend to practice public interest law because I hope to give back to the community I deeply love and care about. Because of this scholarship and the help I have received from the Senior Lawyers Division, I know the legal community is as invested in me as I am in the community. Being awarded this scholarship has allowed me to remain focused on my studies while still being an active member of the law school and community. As I will soon venture into the practice of law, I will do so honorably and ethically while remaining forever grateful to those who have mentored and assisted me through this journey. I now add the Senior Lawyers Division to the growing list of attorneys who have encouraged me, assisted me, and supported me. I hope to one day be a mentor and help catapult students in similar situations as me, like you have all done for so many in the legal community. Again, thank you for this scholarship and thank you for investing in tomorrow's lawyers.
Our last nominee, Jessica N. Aguirre, talk to us about one of the essential elements of our justice system and the rule of law, and that is the balance of power. She tells us that the lack of the balance of power has the potential to threaten our entire judicial system and the very core of democracy that it has the potential to erode.
Good evening, members of the Senior Lawyers Division. I'd like to take the time to first thank you all so much for making this scholarship available to me and my fellow co-recipients. I am humbled and honored to have been selected. Although I wish I could celebrate with everyone together, we all know that these are unprecedented times. While crafting my response, I focused on the idea that an unbiased judiciary is part of the very essential and paramount fundamentals in the process of preserving and promoting a more perfect union. Of course, judges are only human, and not only should they hold political views, it is imperative when we think about how the personal is political and how multidimensional identities affect political opinions. However, letting these political views strictly dictate how the law is decided is dangerous and has reverberations for the most at-risk individuals and for democracy itself. As a first-generation university graduate and the first person in my family to attend law school, I believe that advocating for the communities that make my success possible is of the utmost importance. In all honesty, I do not know where the future will take me, whether I'll be advocating for immigrant communities or championing children's rights or continuing the fight for reproductive justice. I think the future and the many paths I can embark on are bright. Ultimately, I am determined to ensure that my future work is rooted in advocacy and justice. As law students, we are repeatedly told that the legal community is small in New Mexico, and because of this, I am incredibly excited to join this legal community in the coming months. Again, words cannot fully express how grateful I am to the Senior Lawyers Division for their support and thoughtfulness in providing this opportunity. In celebration and in remembrance, thank you.
I would like to thank the Senior Lawyers Division for their tremendous support of our students with these scholarships. In addition to the scholarships that the division provides, they also provide wisdom in sharing what they wish they had known when they were entering practice with our, as our 3 Ls are, as they're preparing to embark in this world of practicing law. I would like to say that these scholarships are extremely special to our students, not only because obviously the money involved is significant, but much beyond that. I've come to learn that scholarships have a huge value because it really gives the recipients a sense that there are people out there that believe in them and that support them. And that kind of support really helps people as they embark on their profession. In addition to that, these scholarships are really special because this is an opportunity, as we've just heard, to honor those who've gone before in the profession and who are no longer with us. With that, I do want to express the law schools and my sincere condolences to the families and loved ones of those who've passed. And we've heard, and each year we hear a lot of names of people who've passed. And it is sad to see people move on like that, but it also is a wonderful event when we see the new upcoming attorneys getting ready to embark on their careers. Now the students who are receiving these scholarships not only appreciate the opportunity to receive this funding, but also the thought-provoking topics that are chosen every year for the essays. And I think this year's topic, the importance of an independent judiciary, is particularly important. It's particularly timely. With that, I know I'm only supposed to spend a couple minutes here, so I will wrap up, but I do want to end by, first of all, congratulating our recipients, Jessica, Jacques, Isaac, and Emily. This is really a special thing, and we're really proud of you. And I also would like to once again thank the Senior Lawyers Division for this.
Our program is about to conclude. I would like to personally thank Richard Spinello, Dean Perea, Morgan Pettit, who is our assistant at the State Bar, and all of those who submitted their essays, and the winners. But most of all, I would like to thank the families of the deceased lawyers who helped and supported them through their entire career. And in honor of those lawyers who have deceased over the past year, I would like to take a moment of silence, acknowledging their importance and their contribution to the law, the justice system, and their families. Our program is now complete. I hope you enjoyed these moments of consideration for the attorneys that have passed and the importance of these young third-year law students who by this time next year will be well ensconced in the practice of law and carrying forth with the honor and the integrity that they have that made them are important winners of the scholarship. Thank you for all who have attended, and good night.